Live, a not half bad show. It wasn't great by any standards, but it was a good enough for a show that you weren't 100% annoyingly bored with how Road Dogg used to do his stuff. I don't know whoever is doing it now, Ryan Ward, I don't care who it is. If it's Road Dogg, Ryan Ward, whoever, at least they're giving us a consistent show that doesn't 100% suck. I say it sucks by about 40%. And 60% is okay. Or 70, it just depends. Let's go to, I think I'm coming down with a cold. Let's go to Shinsuke Nakamura versus Ty Dillinger. The man who's counting to 10 and the perfect 10. Why? Look. You guys tell me below. What would you rather see, generally speaking? To really humiliate an AJ Styles, who did speak about going into Money in the Bank. What would you rather see? A I Quit match? Or a Last Man Standing match? Honestly, you want to humiliate AJ Styles, an I Quit match would be more humiliating. In fact, as I said in a previous video, or 2 previous videos ago, the most humiliating match that exists is a Singapore King match. That, I believe, is the best match for these two guys. But if they're not going to go there, the I Quit match would have been better. Now, mind you, I'm not saying that Shinsuke Nakamura is not trying to make it work. During the match and before the match, you see Shinsuke showing papers counting to 10, which was kind of cheesy. But once he got into the ring with Ty and started fighting with him, you see Shinsuke counting to 10 was the wisest thing to do. To try and hype up a Last Man Standing match, you gotta make it interesting. You gotta make these guys really feel like this is really important. The only problem I had with this, and it wasn't Shinsuke, it was Ty Dillinger. And it's not that Ty didn't do a good job. It's the point that people want to cheer for Ty. The guy has not been seen on TV for months, and if the rumors are true, which I'm hoping they're not, but if the rumors are true, that Ty Dillinger is not on TV because he gets too much of a very good reaction. This is one of the things I hate about the WWE. When someone pretty much gets over on their own without the writers helping them, they basically bury their ass. So it's sad to see him jobbing out. It's not the point if he's a great talent or not. The point is the crowd loves him, or at least likes him more than most people, and instead of pushing the sucker, you don't do anything with him but bitch him out. But you can say Shinsuke Nakamura got a very good reaction from the crowd, particularly when it was counting to 10. And then not only did it beat him with his King Shaska. There you go. He does it twice. There you go. Now, New Day versus... I really wasn't interested in this match. I'm sorry. The only thing I'm interested in finding out who is actually going to go at Money in the Bank. Is it going to be Biggie? Is it going to be Kofi? Now, if Xavier Woods, like many people have said, and well, at least 2 people I've heard, and that was Deluxe Man and one other guy, I believe, I can't remember his name right now, have generally said that he's not going to try and go into Money in the Bank. He'd rather be a manager. Like I said, that's more power to him. He doesn't really want to be selfish. I do believe that he's the better talent between all 3 of them at this moment, due to the fact of his popularity with his YouTube channel and his charisma. Is he a great wrestler? He's a good one. But he's not better than Kofi, and he's not stronger than Biggie. He's somewhere in between. But he has enough of both of them having enough strength and enough agility and enough charisma that he can easily get over by himself. I just see it that way, but that's the way it is. I just didn't care about this match. Particularly, it was 50-50 booking. But, and I will say but to this, a caveat to this. As far as I'm concerned, I hate 50-50 booking. But when it's done properly, it's not bad. In this case, even though Biggie did win over, guess who? The Miz, because The Miz got him last week, the crowd gave a very good reaction. Unless that is popping. Unless that's just like canned heat, the can pop. But I don't think it was. So in that respect, from the crowd reaction, it was understandable, it was done. And it's okay. But I still don't condone You see why I botch? Because I can't stand 50-50 booking. I don't condone it. It's bullshit when you do it 90% of the time with all of your talent. But that's that. Now, you got a video segment with the brothers of Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. It really didn't matter about them because this was a reason I botch is that when it comes to the Bludgeon Brothers, I'm not 100% interested in them. For me personally, Luke should be the one who is the talking head of the group. Between those two, it should be only Luke talking. I'm not against Eric, like I said, but Luke is the better talker. He is the more stronger talent. He should be the leader between the two of them. He should be the one that's talking. But you still keep getting them both splitting in between them, and it does turn me off. Anyone else might like it, but for me, I just don't like seeing them both talk one and then the other, then the one and then the other. I don't like it. I don't care about it. Done. Now, let's go to the Asuka versus... I think Mandy Rose is a gorgeous woman. I see that the person that wants to get into her pants is Corey Graves, unless he's already in her pants, because he's going overboard trying to say that he thinks she's gorgeous. Because it really sounds, even if he's not interested in her, the way Corey Graves talks, and I'm tired of him still going 50-50, either being a face and heel on both shows. Because of the way he's talking about Mandy Rose, it truly sounds like, and you guys can tell me below, that once the show is over, if he's not boning her ass, he's going in the back, looking at a picture of her, and jerking off. That is how far he's gotten. And I really believe it's taking away from his commentary. It's just stupid. Really it is. Now, was the Asuka match with Mandy okay? It wasn't too bad, particularly that Sonya Deville did attack her before the match. It kind of worked. But let's be honest. Asuka's Asuka. She's not going to job to someone who is still an amateur compared to her. Look, Asuka's worked in the business more than 10 years. That I'm definitely sure about. Easily over 10 years she's been working in this business. So she's not just going to automatically job to a noob in a Mandy Rose. No matter if she's worked 2, 3, or 4 years, she's a noob. And there's just no way she's going to job. Not to Mandy. So in the end, Asuka wins. You got the annoying... I can't believe that... I know she's not from New York, but saying that she's from New York actually works, because New Yorkers can be the most compassionate people, the most loudest people, the most attitude people, and the most annoying people that exist on the planet. Even though she's from Rhode Island, as far as I know, she acts like a New Yorker to a certain extent. An entirely annoying piece of ass that is basically this close to being a freaking hood rat. If you don't know what a hood rat means, it means someone from the community who simply just loves drama and wants to cause nothing but general trouble. Drama is their love. And that is what Carmella is projecting. Was it good for her to get into the ring? Yes, it was. She needed to show that she had some balls. So I will say that was alright in her part. But damn it all, is she annoying. She sounds like someone I know at my physical therapy. I go 2 times to sometimes 3 times a week. Anyway, let's move on to the Becky and Charlotte backstage that happened after that. Well, let's put it simply. You see Becky and you see Charlotte. 2 people who were rushed out of NXT because they needed more women. Both of them needed more time for development and for training. Definitely Charlotte, I still believe that. Becky's better than Charlotte as a wrestler. Anyone who says no, explain to me why I'm wrong. Because when you see going up against Becky compared to Charlotte, usually Becky carries the match more than Charlotte does. She just does. Charlotte is slower than Becky. Charlotte just doesn't keep up with Becky very well. But when you see this, talking about Money in the Bank, It's understandable they had to do it. But then you saw Paige in the background as they were talking. Then when she came up to them both, and they did the little, you know, we were a team at one point. The PCP, what is it? The PTC, if that was the way, I can't remember. If it was Paige, Charlotte, and Becky, I think it's PCB. There you go. I don't know who's the one that came up with that. But she was just talking with them, and now they're supposedly have a match next week. I would not like to see them have a match next week. I would rather have them match up against other women in the back, just to see who is better going into Money in the Bank. Charlotte could go up against Tamina. Becky can go up against anyone else. She can go up against Sonya Deville. No, actually, she already did Sonya Deville. She can go up against... Hell, have them both go up against Tamina. Since we have not seen Tamina, unless she's not there because of injury, or she's not there because she's doing a movie, or she's just sitting in the damn back. If it's not her, just give her someone to work with. Somebody. But in the end, I feel having them go up against each other isn't the wisest thing to do at this time with about 3 weeks left before Money in the Bank. It's just too soon. Maybe it would be better not to actually go up against each other and have other people to go up against. Maybe going up against Lana. Maybe going up against Asuka. Having Becky go up against Asuka again. Having Charlotte go up against Lana. That's just me. Am I forgetting anything? If I am, I'm sorry. I think I am sick. The last match of the night. Triple threat. Because of what happened at the beginning of the show. Because Samoa Joe basically pissed off Daniel Bryan because he talked about his family. Saying simply, I'm going to put your man to sleep. He's coming home. Deal with it. Then Kaz comes out in that situation saying he's cleared. And he's trying to get... Basically, he's going to get his shot again. This is what we got at this match. Was it a good match? It was botchy. Daniel Bryan was a bit botchy. Now, you don't usually see Daniel Bryan botch. Now, I know I might get heat for that because people think he does such an incredible job. But even he botched. And even when he was dealing with Samoa Joe, trying to flip back on Samoa Joe, he botched his backflip, almost breaking his own freaking neck. The man is lucky he didn't hurt himself. And then a couple of jumps didn't look like he landed very well. Big Cass didn't do that well either. Big Cass is not... Well, Big Cass is better with smaller guys. But when there are more than one smaller guy, he kind of shows his weakness that he's not a very good wrestler. He can be a decent talker and a decent wrestler. But at the point right now, he's not an incredibly great wrestler. And it shows. So in the end, the one who carried the match the most was Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe carried that match. He did a very good job. And in the end, Samoa Joe puts Daniel Bryan to sleep, wins. But then it's still not about Samoa Joe. This is about Daniel Bryan getting the freaking shine because they have Big Cass knock his teeth down his throat. That means they're going to continue this situation. And that means you're going to have another match between Big Cass and Daniel Bryan, probably culminating in Money in the Bank. Which I admit right now, because Big Cass has not won against Daniel Bryan, he's gotten his ass kicked by Daniel Bryan. I don't want to see it. I honestly, at this moment, if Big Cass had beaten Daniel Bryan, or if Daniel Bryan had lost a couple of times and is beginning to do a rise up, that would have been more interesting for me personally, even if Big Cass is not a great talker. Here, I don't care. I just don't want to see the match. I'm sorry. Big Cass has not been built properly. He didn't win against Daniel Bryan. He's gotten his ass kicked by Daniel Bryan. Yeah, Daniel Bryan's been beaten up a little bit by him, but he's lost more than Daniel Bryan has. So, I don't care. Finally, we are getting to the part that I care about. And you know everyone else is not going to care. They're going to say, dude, you really caring about this? Yes! Because my baby, my Naomi Knight, and the glamorous Roshan Lona has a dance off. Oh my gosh. If you've seen Total Divas in one season, I think season 3. I don't watch Total Divas now because I don't really care. But when you look at one of those episodes where these two people went up against each other at did a dance-off, practicing. Well, Lana was practicing. Naomi didn't need to because she's always training and she still can dance her ass off. You get it now here on TV. Yes, it was cheesy. Yes, it's silly. But this is something that I personally enjoyed. And then you got Rusev Day coming out with Aiden English. And then you got Usos finally showing themselves. And I was happy. You see Lana shaking her ass and wiggling those hips. And you think, my goodness, why couldn't I marry her myself? Oh, wait. Rusev is her husband. I digress. And then you see Naomi, the gorgeous, lovely Naomi that you know because she used to be a Laker dancer, used to dance with Flo Rida. The woman did ballet and tap. The woman knows how to do the business well. She is a professional dancer. Even after not being in the business for years, she can still dance her freaking ass off. So this culminated to being in the ring. But get this. After they matched each other, they kind of danced with each other, which was kind of awkward. They kind of posed together. And then Lana proceeds to give her a, a neck. Grabbed her neck and drove her directly into the mat. Now, I'm alright with this. I was hoping that this wouldn't be something just nice, that afterward, even if Lana attacked Naomi, it would be good for them to show they have something going on into Money in the Bank. They got to show something, some type of rivalry other than the Charlotte and the Becky. So even though this isn't a real rivalry per se, it wasn't bad. And in the end, Naomi basically kicked the Lana ass, even though it's a cute one. This was a good show. I can't say you need to really watch it again if you've seen it once, but at least it's good enough that you keep yourself informed on how Smackdown is building themselves up into many. I botch because I think about Smackdown's build compared to Raw, and I care about Smackdown's build a lot more than Raw, particularly that at least they got more interesting people here and a little bit of character development. Instead of Raw that had almost no character development for Seth Rollins, nothing for Braun Strowman, nothing for Bobby Lashley, nothing for Sami Zayn, barely anything for Kevin Owens. The B team is almost the most entertaining people there, and it should be Fandango and Tyler Breeze as Breezango. This is what we get, but this is just my point of view. Have a good day, have a good night, peace.